go over some of the reptilian agenda, okay? Aliens, and if you don't believe in them, that's just satanic occults that run the world. Let's just take a really quick look at history. So everything I'm telling you are facts. These are all facts. Only facts. You can research them yourself. In the pyramid days, there was satanic Egyptian symbolism. It was satanic symbols. A lot of the stuff that we see now, Starbucks logo, Mercedes, it all goes back to 5,000–6,000 years ago, why there was human sacrifice, preferably little children, by pharaohs who had these huge heads, but they would cover them up, and that's why tribes in Africa rolled their heads up like that. But let's go back, okay? The culture said visitors from the stars came down with technology, came down from the stars with technology, said if you sacrifice your firstborn, your crops are going to be prosperous, it's going to rain, it's all going to go great. Villagers did that. Those are all the stories from all around the world, all the pyramids. There was a great flood, the activity stopped for thousands and thousands of years, and then what happened is in the 40s, people started around the world reporting being abducted by gray aliens, the same creatures that were drawn in the pyramids. It was this big old break for like 5,000 years. Okay? And from the gray aliens and the satanic symbols that were linked together in the pyramids, this is like a chart. Okay? You can see this. Okay? The 1940s, this is the alien, this is the satanic symbol, the pentagram, upside down star. Now, they would do child sacrifices to this symbol. It would contain all the energy. You hear about cymatics, where scientists put sound next to some ice. They played Mozart. They made beautiful crystal shapes. They played heavy thrash metal music, and it made horrible sporadic shapes. This is a study of harmonics making shapes, and shapes making harmonic sounds. We're made of water, so the shapes make different sounds with our frequency of water. So the sightings of aliens suddenly in the 1940s and the satanic shapes, you can see the line going up to now. So the aliens increased, and the satanic symbols were a little slower. By 1980, they were like 4 or 5% on our products, in our movies, you know, on our clothes, in music videos, throughout the government symbolisms, and all the way to now. There's only been an increase, and it's always some story, some boring story of a woman being kidnapped by a gray alien, being impregnated by the gray alien, and when it's time they give birth, the baby disappears. Since 1940s, millions of babies missing all around the world. They're never saying stuff like they're going to chocolate land and there's like moving chocolate trees. There's never some like people want to say, oh, it's crazy if you believe these people. It's always some boring laboratory impregnation DNA thing, you know. Before we knew about DNA, but obviously it existed. There's a chart. That's the increase around the world on both. You have the satanic signs everywhere suddenly. After 5,000 years, you have the alien reportings all around the world. It's 5,000 years, right? Now let's take a look at the gray alien and the satanic symbol, the pentagram. These are just a few of the satanic symbols that you'll find everywhere, all over the streets, all over the cities. You'll have Carl's Jr. They changed their star to a tilted star. On the outside is an upside down star. It's a pentagram. Mercedes, the old pagan god. All this was done to child sacrifice 5,000 years ago. CERN logo 666. Coca-Cola has a hidden 666. Mickey D. The M is a old Masonic handshake, old symbol that goes back with the same occult. You have Starbucks, Nike, the hybrid, Monster Drink 666, and then you have the pyramid in the eye. The pyramid in the eye, and that's a very popular one. It's on the back of your dollar bill. It's also with Homeland Security's logo. It's a satanic symbol. So for those of you that think satanic symbols are not running the world and running the government, this is actual proof right here, okay? And we'll go a little further. We'll say George Bush, Sr., head of the CIA, 1960s, came out with a plan called Operation Northwoods. It was to fly airplanes into our buildings and kill Americans. Okay, when his son became president, after him, planes flew into our buildings and killed Americans. Okay? But back in the old 5,000 years ago, during the time of I was mentioning, you had the pillars, the 2 pillars, and Solomon's table. That was a satanic table. They would lay people on there, mostly children, and do a satanic sacrifice to the devil. Okay? The 2 pillars and Solomon's table, satanic sacrifice. On 911, you have the 2 towers and Solomon's building. 2 towers and Solomon's building. Building number 7 was in the middle back. It was known as the Solomon building. It was a satanic sacrifice. So you have the 2 pillars, Solomon's table. 5,000 years ago, they would sacrifice the victim to the devil. And then now in these days, we're going to come up to 2001. You got the 2 buildings and Solomon's building. 2 towers building. While George Bush, at the same exact moment, was reading a book called My Pet Goat, which the pentagram is actually the outline of a goat. That's where it comes from. Got the horns, the ears, and the chin. My Pet Goat. And the kids in the classroom, if you watch the video clip, they're singing the still, the plane must hit. The still, the plane must hit. You can find that on Google, YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.